Welcome to Expensive Coins. In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of hidden treasures as we reveal the top 3 most expensive and ultra-rare coins from the UK. These aren't just any coins, we're talking about the legendary half-penny, 1 penny, and 2 penny pieces that have left collectors and investors completely stunned. What makes them so special? Their unique color shades and rare mint marks, including the elusive marks that transform what might look like an ordinary, old, or even dirty coin into something worth thousands, or even millions of dollars today. So before you drop that coin into a vending machine or pass it along without a second thought, stick with me. Because that forgotten little penny in your drawer might just be the key to unlocking a life-changing fortune. Let's jump straight into it, starting with coin number 1. The United Kingdom 1 penny, 1939. I'll be honest and clear, the physical facts, weight, diameter, thickness, composition, are presented plainly, and I'll also separate myth from reality about value, including how a genuine, unusually rare error or unique provenance could push a coin's price very high, but typical circulated 1939 pennies are not worth millions. No web sources were consulted, this is written in my own words, crafted to be gripping and shareable. Here we go. The 1939 British penny is a small disc that carries the gravity of an era on both faces, a compact time capsule of a Britain that stood on the brink of global upheaval. Hold it and you feel more than metal, you feel the hush before history roared. Its obverse bears the steady profile of King George VI, a ruler whose reign straddled calm and crisis. Its reverse shows the classic seated Britannia, shield, and trident poised as if guarding the empire's fortunes. Physically, one of the first surprises for non-collectors is how solid the coin feels. It weighs about 9.4 grams, heavy enough that it feels substantial in the palm, not the light, flimsy penny of later decimal years. That compact mass is part of its presence, small diameter, but satisfying heft. Measure it by the ruler and you get roughly a 30.8 mm diameter, nearly the size of a modern 50 ps inner circle, wide and broad for a penny, designed to be seen and noticed. The thickness is modest but tangible, around 1.6 millimeters, a slim platform for intricate relief that still manages to give a satisfying edge when you run a thumb across it. What gives the 1939 penny that warm reddish-brown look is its bronze composition. Unlike later plated coins, this penny was struck in bronze, primarily copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, a metal blend that ages into deep colors and can show a lifetime of fingerprints, pocket marks, or an almost velvety patina if it's been well preserved. Because the metal is mainly copper, the coin carries a faint metallic aroma and a dense, non-magnetic feel. If you ever doubt whether that old coin is genuine bronze, the weight and the ring when lightly tapped are good first clues. It won't clink like aluminum nor stick to a magnet. Design matters as much as metal. The king's bust is crisp on well-preserved pieces, hairline details, the regal collar, the engraved lettering forming his royal title. Opposite him, Britannia sits, helmeted, anchor and trident nearby, the waves and shields subtly rendered to catch the light in pleasing ways. The date, 1939, sits like a historic anchor under Britannia's shield, a quiet marker of a world about to change. That single number has an emotional punch. Inventories were soon to shift for wartime economies, and coins minted in that year quietly entered circulation as Britain steeled itself for global conflict. Now, let's talk rarity and value without gilding the lily. Most 1939 pennies are not ultra-rare in the absolute sense, many were minted and a good number survive. Yet rarity is relative. Condition, strike quality, and any unusual features can turn a mundane coin into something collectors suddenly covet. Condition is everything in numismatics. A coin preserved with strong details, few marks, and an original surface can command a dramatically higher price than a similar-looking coin with dings and corrosion. A 1939 penny in uncirculated condition is a very different animal from one flattened and scuffed by decades in pocket change errors or where legends and real money often begin. A misstrike, an off-center image, a double strike, or a coin struck on an incorrect planchet can push prices skyward. Such anomalies are rare. Even rarer is a well-preserved error that's been authenticated by experts and carries provenance. The coin's documented history adds story value. A penny traced back to a notable hoard, a named estate, or a famous collection gains emotional and monetary appeal. Collectors pay for confident stories. When ownership can be shown, buyers feel they're not just buying metal but a slice of documented history. That said, the breathless claim that any 1939 penny will instantly make you a billionaire is fiction. Most survivors sell for modest sums in collector markets. The transformative prices come only when everything aligns: exceptional condition, an incontrovertible error or unique variant, flawless authentication, and serious bidders in the room. If you think you have a rare specimen, do not rush to sell. Authentication is the bedrock of real value. Reputable grading services examine metal content, strike detail, wear patterns, and microscopic anomalies. They give coins a grade and a certificate that serious buyers require. Presentation matters too. A coin slabbed by a trusted grading service, with good photos and clear provenance, will far outshine an identical coin sold casually. Auction houses and specialist dealers are where the high-value transactions happen. These venues give buyers confidence and often secure competitive bidding. Beware of counterfeits and clever replicas. The market for vintage coins attracts forgers. Without proper authentication, a supposed $1 million piece could be a convincing copy. Always get an expert's eye before believing any lofty price tags. Historically, the 1939 penny tells a story beyond dollars and pounds. It's an artifact from an interwar Britain, a piece that circulated as families faced rationing, as factories shifted, and as everyday life tightened around the demands of national survival. That backstory is part of its charm to collectors. For storytelling, YouTube narration, a collector's vlog, or a dramatic podcast, this penny is perfect. It's tactile, visual, and steeped in macro history while remaining small enough to pass unnoticed in a jar. The narrative writes itself: ordinary object, extraordinary context. If you're documenting the coin, photograph both sides under strong light, take close-ups of the rim and the date, and note any unusual marks or toning. Toning, natural discoloration from age, can either increase or decrease value depending on its beauty and uniformity. Market trends shift. Interest in pre-decimal British coins has waxed and waned, but coins with strong pedigrees and rare errors tend to ride the waves and maintain or grow value. If you plan to hold long-term, focus on conservation and secure storage. What might make a 1939 penny truly exceptional? Imagine an error so rare it's the only one known, combined with a pristine, uncirculated surface and documented history from the day it left the mint. That is the combination that can fetch extraordinary money from competitive collectors. Even then, extraordinary doesn't automatically mean millions. Auction records show many coins in the high thousands or low millions only when they reach near mythic status among specialists. Such sales are exceptional headlines, not the norm for day-to-day collecting. If you inherit or discover a 1939 penny that seems different, record everything. Where you found it, what it was near, and any family stories help build provenance. Don't clean or polish it. Cleaning can destroy surface details and drastically reduce value. Store potential treasures in inert holders, away from humid basements and bright windows. Prioritize insurance and documentation if you believe the coin is unusually valuable. A simple photograph log in a safe place can protect a lifetime's worth of potential. When selling, seek multiple opinions. Get appraisals from recognized numismatic experts, consider consignment at respected auction houses, and be patient. High-value collectors are meticulous and will pay for certainty and authentication. Emotion is part of the coin's power. People romanticize sudden fortune. The image of stumbling upon a hidden treasure sparks an almost cinematic delight. That emotion drives auctions just as much as rarity does. The better your story, the more competitive the bidding can become. If you want to turn a potential gem into realized value, preparation is the path. Authentication, high-quality images, expert appraisal, safe storage, and thoughtful selection of sales channels. Rushing into a quick sale often means leaving money on the table. Remember, the 1939 penny is a piece of Britain. It speaks to an era, to daily life, and to the craft of minting. Whether it becomes a headline-grabbing sale or a cherished keepsake, it is a tactile connection to history that does not exist in abundance. Collectors preserve not just metal but memory. A fine 1939 penny in a collection is a conversation starter, a classroom in miniature, and a reminder that value is as much cultural as it is monetary. That dual character is what makes coins endlessly fascinating. So, if your hands close around a 1939 penny and your heart flutters with what if, take a breath and treat that feeling with respect. Investigate carefully, protect the coin, and consult professionals before making decisions. Rarity needs evidence, value needs proof. In the world of coins, miracles sometimes happen. A misstrike found in a drawer, a proof discovered in a pocket, but miracles are exceptions. For most owners, a 1939 penny is a rewarding collector's piece, historically rich and pleasing to the eye. Finally, whether you keep the penny as a sentimental relic or pursue its highest possible market value, do it thoughtfully. This tiny disc from 1939 carries stories, age, and potential. Treat it as a small but mighty bridge between your present and the world of nearly a century ago. The 1966 halfpenny from the United Kingdom may seem like a tiny fragment of metal, an insignificant coin lost in the shadows of larger denominations, yet for collectors and dreamers it carries a story that has become almost mythical. To hold it in your hand is to hold a relic of a nation on the cusp of great change, a coin minted just a few years before Britain abandoned the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence for decimalization. It is more than bronze and numbers, it is a small symbol of heritage, artistry, and potential fortune. This halfpenny, minted in the year 1966 under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, belongs to the last generation of pre-decimal coinage. Its obverse features the young portrait of the Queen, captured in regal stillness, while the reverse bears the iconic design of Sir Francis Drake's ship, the Golden Hind, forever sailing on waves of history. The detail is so precise that even under magnification the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint stands out as artistry rather than mere currency production. Physically, the coin was struck in bronze, a sturdy yet warm-colored alloy that endures the passage of time. Its weight was approximately 5.67 grams, a light but solid feel that set it apart from modern pennies which feel almost disposable in comparison. Every gram was calculated, every strike deliberate, ensuring consistency across millions of pieces, and yet within that consistency, mystery and rarity were born. The diameter of the 1966 halfpenny measures around 25.5 millimeters, giving it a wide, noticeable surface on which the designs could shine. The edge is smooth, without reeding, allowing the coin to slip easily into the hands of everyday people during the bustle of daily life in mid-60s Britain. This simple smooth edge belied the immense value that a rare variant could hold decades later. Its thickness, averaging just about 1.6 millimeters, might sound inconsequential, yet that thinness made it elegant, refined, and easy to carry in bulk. When stacked, the halfpennies of 1966 made a soft bronze column, a rhythmic reminder of a currency system that defined British life for centuries. That same thin layer of bronze carried within it the power to turn into unimaginable wealth if the right rarity emerged. The material itself, bronze composed mainly of copper with smaller portions of tin and zinc, gave the coin its resilience. Over decades, this blend allowed coins to develop a natural patina, darkening and deepening in tone like aged wood. Collectors prize coins that have either retained their original lustrous glow or have aged with a handsome uniform patina that whispers of authenticity and time's passage. What elevates the 1966 halfpenny to legendary status is not the millions of ordinary examples, but the whispered possibility of rare anomalies, misstrikes, proof strikes, or experimental pieces that were never meant for circulation. It is said that among the countless coins produced, a handful of extraordinary survivors exist, carrying minting flaws or features so unique that they transform a humble halfpenny into a kingmaker. Imagine a coin struck slightly off-center, with the ship drifting into the rim, or a doubled image of the Queen's portrait creating a ghostly outline on the obverse. Imagine one struck accidentally on the wrong planchet, perhaps a blank intended for another denomination. These tiny accidents in the minting process are what collectors crave, because they turn the familiar into the singular. In today's collecting world, stories circulate that a single 1966 halfpenny of the right kind could fetch astronomical sums. For the vast majority, the value remains modest, but when the perfect storm of condition, rarity, and provenance strikes, the coin's value can soar to unimaginable levels. To some, it has become a symbol of overnight fortune. The idea that a coin sitting forgotten in a drawer could be worth millions. Condition is the great divider between ordinary and extraordinary. A 1966 halfpenny that has passed through thousands of hands, worn smooth by decades of circulation, might hold sentimental or historical value, but only a gleaming, uncirculated example, preserved as though time stood still, can command the attention of high-end collectors. In pristine condition, the Golden Hind sails forever bright, and the Queen's youthful features remain sharp and flawless. Provenance too adds layers of value. A coin tied to a prestigious collection, a discovery within a famous hoard, or an example gifted or associated with significant historical figures, can leap in value simply because of its story. Collectors love not just the metal but the tale it carries. The 1966 halfpenny, steeped in the era of swinging London and post-war optimism, is already drenched in cultural resonance. In the numismatic marketplace, excitement builds around any mention of the rare 1966 halfpenny. The legend grows each year as collectors whisper of examples changing hands quietly, away from the public auctions, for sums that sound more like lottery wins than coin sales. For those who dream of fortune, this coin has become a beacon, an emblem of hidden treasure in plain sight. Part of its mystique lies in timing. By 1966, the world knew that Britain was preparing to switch to decimal currency, and the days of the halfpenny were numbered. The coin therefore represents not just monetary value but the end of an era. Owning one is like owning the last flicker of a flame before it is extinguished. For collectors, this duality, common and rare, ordinary and extraordinary, creates a magnetic pull. The 1966 halfpenny is both a coin that millions once spent without thought and a potential fortune if one holds the right variation. That contrast fuels fascination, and fascination fuels value. One of the most powerful aspects of coin collecting is the dream it inspires. The notion that something so small, so ordinary, could hide such unimaginable worth is irresistible. The 1966 halfpenny embodies this dream, because it looks like any other, yet in the right circumstances it can become a golden ticket. Collectors are urged never to dismiss this coin too quickly. If one appears different, sharper strike, unusual color, odd weight, or mysterious error, it deserves careful evaluation by experts. Authenticity and grading transform rumor into fact, and fact into fortune. Even if not every coin becomes a millionaire maker, the story of the 1966 halfpenny is captivating enough to make people check their change, search their cupboards, and open old boxes. It is a story that unites nostalgia with the possibility of riches. From a purely historical perspective, this coin reminds us of a Britain balancing tradition with modernization. The Queen's portrait connects it to continuity, while the ship on the reverse harkens back to an age of exploration. Together, they symbolize a nation navigating old and new. The ship design itself, Golden Hind, adds to the mystique. Sir Francis Drake's vessel was a symbol of daring and adventure, and it seems fitting that the rarest examples of the 1966 halfpenny should also promise adventure and daring reward for their discoverers. In today's numismatic world, collectors compete fiercely for rarity. Wealthy investors, museums, and passionate enthusiasts all recognize that unique coins are more than metal, they are assets, trophies, and legacies. A coin like the 1966 halfpenny in its rarest form sits at the crossroads of art, history, and treasure. The coin has also become a cultural story. On forums, in collecting clubs, and in whispered conversations, it is spoken of as though it is a modern-day treasure map. Everyone knows where to start, the small bronze coin, but only a few may ever find the X that marks the true fortune. What's extraordinary is that such fortune is hidden in something so small. The idea that a halfpenny could equal a mansion, a yacht, or generational wealth is almost poetic. It teaches us that greatness often hides in the smallest places, waiting to be noticed. For anyone who finds one, patience is key. Don't rush to cash in, take the steps of authentication, appraisal, and careful sale. Auctions and reputable dealers are the gateways to serious money, not hurried sales or casual exchanges. The legend of the 1966 halfpenny grows stronger each passing year. As fewer pristine coins remain, and as collectors compete more fiercely for what's left, the market can only climb higher. It is a coin not just of the past but of the future. As its story continues to unfold, for many, even the possibility that they might own such a treasure is enough to ignite passion for collecting. It is a hobby that becomes a hunt that becomes a dream, and a dream that sometimes becomes reality. Above all, this coin represents hope. Hope that fortune can arrive in unexpected ways, hope that history still lives in our hands, and hope that even the humblest objects can carry unimaginable power. The 1966 halfpenny is therefore not just currency, not just bronze, and not just history. It is a legend in a small circle of metal, a dream pressed into coin form, a reminder that extraordinary fortune can sometimes hide in the most ordinary of places. The 1971 2-pence coin from the United Kingdom is one of those seemingly ordinary coins that hides behind a veil of mystery and wonder. To the casual observer, it might look like just another piece of small change, yet for those who study coins, it represents history, artistry, and even the chance of unimaginable fortune. This humble bronze disc carries with it the spirit of Britain's great currency change, for 1971 was the year of decimalization, the year when centuries of old monetary tradition gave way to a new, modern system. On its obverse, the coin carries the youthful effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, her portrait captured with grace and dignity, reminding every holder of the monarchy's enduring presence. On the reverse, we find the Tudor crown, accompanied by the words "new pence," a phrase that itself was short-lived, giving these early decimal coins a special historical flavor. By design alone, the 1971 2-pence marks a pivotal moment in British coinage. The weight of this coin is approximately 7.12 grams, a solid mass that feels heavier than today's smaller denominations. It sits firmly in the palm, not flimsy, not insubstantial, but with a gravity that suggests importance. This weight, balanced with its broad diameter, makes it one of the most satisfying coins of its generation to hold. In terms of size, the diameter measures about 25.91 millimeters. Broad and circular, it stands out against smaller coins and was easily recognizable when decimal currency was first introduced. People adjusting to the new system could pick it out with ease, and its size alone carried the authority of value. The thickness of the 1971 2-pence is around 1.85 millimeters, giving it a slim but sturdy profile. This combination of weight, diameter, and thickness creates a coin that feels significant in every sense, a carefully engineered piece of bronze designed to endure decades of circulation. The material itself is classic bronze, composed primarily of copper with tin and zinc mixed in to create durability and that familiar reddish-brown glow. Over time, these coins could darken into deep chocolate tones, or if preserved well, keep their original lustrous sheen. Either way, the bronze gives them a character that no modern plated coin can replicate, but what makes the 1971 2-pence coin truly captivating is not its ordinary form, it is the extraordinary anomalies whispered about by collectors. Among the countless coins struck in that year, stories circulate of rare versions, minting errors, or even experimental strikes that never should have reached the public. These are the coins that transform from pocket change into million-dollar treasures. Consider the possibility of an off-center strike, where the design is shifted awkwardly toward the rim, leaving part of the surface blank. Or imagine a coin struck on the wrong planchet, a fluke where the bronze blank meant for a 2-pence was replaced by another metal altogether. Such accidents, though rare, are the heartbeat of numismatic legends. The words new pence themselves are part of the coin's mystique. Issued only until 1981, after which the inscription changed to 2-pence, these early coins capture a moment of transition. That transitional feature has made them iconic, and within that framework, the rare 1971 examples take on even greater allure. Condition, as always, defines value. A 1971 2-pence worn down from decades of circulation may only hold sentimental or historical worth, but a coin preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition, its fields gleaming, its crown crisp, and its lettering sharp, can command the attention of collectors with deep pockets. It is this marriage of rarity and condition that sparks the tales of unimaginable value. A coin with both an error from 1971 in pristine mint state can skyrocket into sums that ordinary people can barely comprehend. The stories of such coins changing hands for millions echo in collecting circles like modern-day treasure tales. The market for coins is fueled not just by rarity but by dreams. To imagine that a coin sitting quietly in an old jar, a drawer, or a forgotten purse could be worth millions is a dream that keeps collectors searching. The 1971 2-pence embodies the dream perfectly. It looks so ordinary, yet it could be extraordinary. Collectors know that provenance adds to allure. A coin linked to a famous collection, or with documented history tracing back decades, carries a narrative that enhances its worth. In the case of the 1971 2-pence, provenance combined with rarity makes for a powerful cocktail, but caution is important too. The stories of millionaire-making coins often inspire counterfeits, replicas, and exaggerated claims. Not every 1971 2-pence will buy you a mansion, but in the right circumstances, the right coin can indeed transform a life. The secret lies in authentication. Professional grading services stand at the gateway of truth. Their certification, encapsulating the coin in a protective slab, ensures that its rarity, condition, and authenticity are recognized worldwide. Only then can its true market potential be realized. To sell a coin of such magnitude is not a casual act. Auction houses with international reach are the stage where collectors battle for ownership. A bidding war for a once-in-a-lifetime specimen can elevate its value beyond the ordinary, pushing it into the realm of fortune. The historical timing of the 1971 2-pence also adds layers of value. As Britain stepped into the decimal age, these coins became the face of change, the physical tokens of a new system. That connection to such a transformative year makes them endlessly collectible. Even the design speaks to legacy. The Tudor crown, emblem of monarchy and tradition, placed upon a coin of modernization, represents the balance of old and new. The Queen's portrait, youthful and regal, reminds us that continuity endures even as systems evolve. In the numismatic community, the phrase "check your change" resonates deeply. For the 1971 2-pence, it is almost a mantra. Ordinary coins can be extraordinary if they carry the right anomaly, and this coin is a perfect example of that thrilling possibility. What makes this story so engaging is that it is democratic. Anyone could stumble upon such a coin. No need for privilege or position, just luck, patience, and a keen eye. That chance of discovery keeps the legend alive. The fascination is not just about money but about the romance of hidden treasure. People love to believe that fortune could hide in the most ordinary of places, and the 1971 2-pence gives them that hope. Over the years, this coin has become a kind of modern folklore. Collectors speak of it in hushed tones, stories circulate online and in coin clubs, and the dream continues to grow. Its legend feeds itself, and with each telling, the allure deepens. For the serious collector, however, the coin is more than a myth. It is a legitimate piece of history with genuine numismatic value, and in rare cases, astronomical financial potential. That dual identity makes it irresistible. As with all treasures, patience is key. The person who stumbles upon a rare 1971 2p must take time to authenticate, research, and plan. The coin's potential is too great to be squandered by haste. In this sense, the coin is almost poetic. Small, ordinary, overlooked, yet carrying the chance of greatness. It reminds us that life itself is full of overlooked opportunities that may carry immense hidden worth, whether it becomes a life-changing discovery or a cherished relic of decimal history. The 1971 2p holds power. Its weight is not just in grams but in dreams, in stories, and in the hope of fortune, and so, the legend of the 1971 2p endures. A coin minted for daily use, yet now a symbol of possibility, wealth, and wonder. It proves that even the smallest pieces of metal can reshape lives, if rarity and fate align.